Luke Weaver is a New York Met. Ha-Seung Kim stays in Atlanta, and Adolis and Brad Keller are on their way to Philly. The NL East is getting interesting, y'all, and we're going to break all of that down on this Baseball Adjacent video. My name's Josh here at Baseball Adjacent. Like and subscribe if you guys are new. We're going to go through each of those signings one by one, so if you're only interested in one of them, you can just skip around in the video. I'll try to do timestamps in the description. We're going to start in reverse chronological order. The one that happened today is Luke Weaver is now a New York Met. He is there for 2 years, $22 million. It's interesting. It's another bullpen piece, and it's another Yankee. And there's no other way to say it than it's just interesting. I still don't really know what the plan is offensively, but you can kind of start to dream on the bullpen a little bit. Obviously, Luke Weaver was instrumental in the Yankees' 2024 World Series run, where of course they were bounced. But yeah, Luke Weaver, he has closer capabilities. He's been a dog for the Yankees in the past. Obviously, he had some injury concerns. I feel okay about him recovering fully from that and being the Mets' full-time closer. I feel more confident in that, I should say, than I do Devin Williams. I like this signing a lot. It's not a lot of money. It's a guy that's proven he can be a closer, and he can also give you multiple innings out of the pen, which I think is important, the way that the Mets kind of operate in the bullpen. There was a lot of games where Edwin Diaz was rolling out a couple of innings or 5 outs or whatever at the end of a game. Part of that last year was the bullpen wasn't very deep, so you would hope they add another arm, like a middle relief arm, a good middle relief arm, to like lengthen that out a little bit where that doesn't have to happen as much. With the way the Mets kind of operate a bullpen, I think a guy like Luke Weaver, who can come in and get you the last 6 outs of a game regularly, is going to be a great thing for them, especially for that amount of money. 2 for 22, great signing by the Mets, I think. You still have to do something offensively because, like, yikes. I kind of think maybe a trade is coming for a bat, but I don't know. The lineup still concerns me, but this is a good move by the Mets. Swinging out to Atlanta, I'm going to do this for Justin because he's got strep throat. Ha-Seung Kim is a Brave. He signed a 1-year, $20 million contract to be what looks to be their shortstop, if I had to project. He was wanting to test free agency next year, which I think is fair. He has had a rough last couple of years riddled with injury, and so this is kind of a prove-it deal for him. He really wanted to test free agency next year. The A's actually offered him like a 3-year deal. Obviously, the money was not $20 million a year, so he turned that down to try to get more next year. And I think there's potential that this works out for him in a good way. We've seen that happen. Like Pete Alonso just got signed by Baltimore. Similar bit. He signed like a 1-year deal with the Mets last year. Worked out for him. Bellinger, it's about to work out for him, where he signs a longer deal, I have to think. So we've seen this work. If he is good, I think this opens up the possibility of him getting a 3, maybe 4 or 5-year deal next season. And I think that's going to be good for him career-wise. He'll find a home. I don't know that Atlanta is going to be his long-term home, but good for Ha-Seung Kim. Now, on the Brave side of it, I think this is good. This is a low-risk deal, right? It's a 1-year deal. If it doesn't work, you can just eat the $20 million. You can pay it out, and it's fine, and you can just deal with him being bad the whole year. But I think even with like worst case scenario, Ha-Seung Kim is going to be better than what you've gotten out of the shortstop position, especially offensively, the last few years, right? Nick Allen last year, we talked about it at length on this channel, was not awesome, right? The whole Braves team last year was not great. A lot of stuff happened, right? You can point fingers at whatever. It happens. Sometimes teams just have a down year. Everything hits at exactly the wrong time, and they have a down year. They didn't perform up to par with their roster. I think most people would agree with that. Ha-Seung Kim, I think, elevates their roster. Is he like a, oh my God, freak out, the World Series is back on type of signing? No, right? He's not that. He's not even really like the Dansby Swanson replacement that the Braves feel like they've been chasing for a long time. He's just like fine. He's got upside, right, for this year. If you want to compete now, there's still a chance that you're going to be able to do that with him being really productive out of the shortstop position, both offensively and defensively. Again, this is not a long-term deal. This is a one-year deal. So you're not married to it long-term. It could pop off, and I guess there's potential that you are able to extend him. I think there's still questions, even with this signing, in the middle of the infield, because I think we don't know what Ozzy is going to provide to you at second base. We don't fully know what Kim is going to provide to you at shortstop. You would like to dream that Michael Harris is going to be better, but we don't know, right? We just signed Yaz, who's 35. There's a lot of questions on the Braves. Now, they've improved the pen in a big way, but at some point you're going to have to hit, and I don't know. I don't know that I fully trust it yet. I don't know that I fully trust it yet. Could they get there? Absolutely. They're the Braves, right? But I don't know. There's a lot of holes in all of these teams. I think this is a good move for the Braves. I don't think this is like the World Series is back on move for the Braves, right? Unless Kim just has a crazy out of body experience. He has like a 130 OPS plus, wins a Gold Glove, is top 20 MVP voting or whatever, which I don't think that's attainable for him. But I think it's a good signing. This is definitely an improvement on their shortstop position for this year. Over to Philadelphia now. Adolis Garcia has signed out there a 1-year deal. Again, kind of a prove-it deal. Can he ball out still is the question that everybody wants to know. And the Phillies decided it was worth the $10 million to them to see if he could still. So the report has come out that they are done with their outfield pretty much. And I don't know that I love it. I think that would still be a point of concern for me if I was the Phillies, right? I think the outfield is okay. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's a strength. It errs a little bit on the side of this is a weakness for this team, right? I think the infield you have is pretty strong, right? If you go around the infield of like Bohm, Turner, Stott, Harper, Real Muto is still behind the plate. I think the pitching is fine. I think the bullpen is okay, especially with the Brad Keller signing to help bolster that a little bit. The outfield, if you look at it, in my opinion at least, is kind of the weakest thing right now, and I don't know that Adolis Garcia is going to help that much, if we're honest. Projecting it outright, I guess Adolis is playing right field, Marsh is probably playing left or center, and that leaves Otto Kemper, Justin Crawford just hanging out. And then you still have Nick Castellanos, who is like not a great defender and didn't hit particularly well last year. So what are you going to do with him? Because you're not going to DH him because you still have Kyle Schwarber, who's definitely not going to play the outfield or first over Harper. The outfield to me is a big question mark. I think it's like their team is good. Obviously, I still think on paper they're the best team in the East, but there's just questions to me when I look at that outfield, how it's going to work. Adolis Garcia, obviously, elite defender, elite arm, elite glove in right field. It's just going to be, can you stomach him hitting 230 potentially, but putting up 35 homers? I think if you're the Phillies, it's a maybe. I think he works a lot better in the Phillies lineup than he does the Rangers lineup because they are not going to need him to be the 4-hole hitter, right? In that lineup, he's probably going to be the 7-hole hitter, and you can stomach 230 with 35 homers and like 180 strikeouts if he plays a full season better than you can if you're the Rangers and he's your 4-hole hitter, right? So obviously the ceiling for him is pretty high in my opinion. Like I still think if he puts it together at the plate, what he is capable of doing is just so high. He just did not perform last year or 2 years ago, really. So I think the fresh start's going to be good for him. Again, short term, test the market again next year, just see what happens. But it's kind of a make or break year for Adolis, I'm afraid, in Major League Baseball. But yeah, as I look around the outfield, right, it's Adolis, Nick Castellanos, Brandon Marsh, and then like Otto Kemper, Justin Crawford. And if I'm honest, I don't love any of them, right? At the plate, like all of them have potential to be good. All of them may be okay or like slightly better than okay. It's a question to me, man. All these teams in the NL East, which brings me to my rant, or not rant, but like finishing the video about the NL East. It is one of the most interesting divisions in baseball, in my opinion, because the ceilings for all of these teams are so high. Like, if the Phillies put it all together, they are an NLCS team. Like, they are a team that is taking on the Dodgers, probably, right? Like, the pitching is good. The infield is really good offensively. The outfield, there's potential that it's fine. The pen is okay. Same for the Mets, right? The Mets, if they bring in a big bat, the whole dynamic of that team changes if they bring in like Bellinger or someone, right? That's just like going to mash. And then suddenly their lineup looks a lot better. Their starting pitching looks okay. Their bullpen looks okay. And if everything lines up properly, the Mets could be really good. Same with the Braves, right? Their bullpen between Iglesias now and Suarez and their starting pitching should be good, and you're kind of hoping on some guys to start to pop off again that have shown that they can in the past but just didn't last year. The Braves could be really good. But then you look at like the Nationals, and they're not going to be as bad as they were last year, I don't think. They have a lot of really good young players. I think if they keep Mackenzie Gore, that's a legitimate top of the rotation arm. And I think the lineup is just going to continue to get better as they grow up a little bit. CJ Abrams, I like a lot. Jacob Young, Dylan Cruz, James Wood, Keibert Ruiz. Like, they have so many guys. I have a hard time thinking the Nationals are going to be worse next year. When I look at the NL East, it is like rolling a dice, right? Like, all of these teams could win the division, especially the top three, right? The Mets, the Braves, and the Phillies. The Nationals, if everything lines up right, they could have a Cinderella run and they could win the division, right? If everything happens correctly, the Marlins, right? I don't know. They haven't been great lately. It feels like they don't really have a strong plan. They're not really adding, but like they have young guys in like Conine and Stowers. So like if they pop off, Xavier Edwards, like there's exciting pieces in Miami as well. The NL East, every single team has like just so many holes that if that hole on whatever team, like if the Phillies outfield just sucks the whole year, I don't know that the infield bats can just carry that team the whole time, right? Same with the Mets. Like, I don't know that the pitching can carry the horrible lineup they currently have. And the Braves, there's a lot of questions about the lineup as well. So it's a really interesting division to me right now. There's a lot of offseason to go. We're not even to Christmas yet, but that's kind of where I'm at with the NL East. But let me know down in the comment section below. Do you guys agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Who's your favorite NL East team? Who do you think is going to win the division? And what do you think the next big move in this division is going to be? Let me know all of that. And we'll catch you all in the next one. Take it easy.